Even in Taiwan, where surrogacy is illegal, where gay marriage is illegal, yet lesbians and gay men are having kids and need to have the ability to protect their relationships and protect their children. And so it's an example of where human beings are well ahead of the law. The law now needs to catch up, as it has in many other countries. And Taiwan really has a chance to take the lead. No one else in Asia is anywhere near as close as Taiwan. And with this vibrant democracy, it's really time for Tsai Ing-wen to stand up and show the world what a powerful feminist leader can do and support marriage equality.
台北市有一对相恋15年的女同志，4年前他们到加拿大以人工受精的方式成功产下了一对双胞胎。不过在台湾，同性婚姻尚未合法，同志妈妈只能是法律上的单亲妈妈。这一对女同志昨天就到法院去申请收养，希望2个人都能够成为孩子的家长。
小女孩抱着大玩偶跑进爸爸的怀抱，还给爸爸一个热情的亲吻。不过，其实这个爸爸可是个女儿身。
在我家，我们是叫妈咪跟阿比。那其实阿比其实就是用“爸比”这个字衍生出来的另外一个叫法，叫我爸爸或爸比，我们怕别人的异样眼光，或是对孩子有什么异样眼光，所以我们就是这样衍生一个称谓。那其实在我家，阿比就是爸爸的意思。
留着短发，打扮中性，她是女同志王淑仪。因为想要一个完整的家庭，与相恋15年的女友周舒淇，在4年前到加拿大，透过精子银行做试管婴儿，成功生下一对龙凤胎。不过，因为在台湾同性婚姻不合法，周舒淇成为了单亲妈妈，王淑仪也变成这个家的陌生人。
我们也会考量到孩子以后的相对的继承权，或是我对孩子们的监护权或侵权方面的事情，其实是就没办法解决嘛。
王淑仪说，虽然同性婚姻不合法，但为了要成为孩子的亲属，曾经向台北市政府申请收养双胞胎中的一人。不过当时市府以没有必要出养驳回申请。如今跟律师讨论后，决定到市立地院递状，希望改继亲收养，与女友一起共同拥有孩子的监护权。不过目前法律规定，继亲收养只限定有婚姻关系的男女，同志婚姻未合法的情况下，能不能获得监护权仍有变数。
让我们的家庭状况就是名副其实。 才是我可以好好，我才会比较安稳，才有一个基础的条件可以好好的，就是教养我的孩子。
王淑仪的律师认为，虽然目前同性婚姻未合法，但2人共同生活、携手抚养子女，已经是事实上的夫妻。如果能判定共同拥有监护权，未来2人分手或是另一半发生不幸，才能保障这对双胞胎的权益。UDN TV 林秉忠、杨仁祥台北报道。
I think the most important part of the sexuality education is to really teach kids about the human diversity in human sexuality and gender identity. And so if the kids can learn the diversity from very early on in a very age-appropriate way, and they know there's nothing wrong, nothing strange about being different. So they learn how to accept much better. So that really remove the root of all the negative issues, including bullying, discrimination, suicide issues for LGBTQ kids.
Kids will be kids. Some will be gay, some will be straight, some will be lesbian, some will be bi. It has nothing to do with the quality of the parenting. Sexual orientation isn't caused by parenting.
小孩子不管是会成为什么样同志或是非同志，只要他们有得到家长的关爱，他就会很健康。那就算成为同志，他也会很健康。家庭是跟爱有关，跟性别没有关系。
Research evidence is quite clear that kids need loving, healthy parents. It doesn't matter what gender. If we think about digital media right now, there are role models for everyone, everywhere.
是单亲的父母或者是同志的家庭，你只要能够提供给小孩足够的爱、足够的支持资源，让他们有规矩去遵循。
Some research has shown that kids who have parents of the same gender are in some ways better off than kids who have parents who are opposite gender.
They also tend to be more flexible with gender roles because they see parents that haven't had roles and tasks assigned based on gender, but what they're good at.
那种多元性的接受度更强，更能尊重别人，在社会上其实是更好的一个成员。
They more or less just open the door to possibilities. They were like, hey, we'd be fine with you being however you are. We're not saying that you necessarily are some way. Yeah, if you are, then you are. Some of my friends do not have accepting parents of who they, their parents do, literally do not accept them as who they are. Like, someone who's transgender, their parents saying, the wrong gender, then correcting it, and then saying, oh wait, never mind, whatever. And that can be very hurtful. He is hardworking, very emotionally present, theoretical, research-based, practical. The first thing is when you come out, you really do not need to fit into a stereotype. When you come out, if you come out, you are the same person. You have not changed. If there's some part of you that you have been forced to hide, some part of your nature, who you are, how you express it, you've had to suppress, then of course by all means express yourself and don't hold yourself back, obviously within reason, be kind and all that. Don't try to fit a stereotype, don't try and fit other people's expectations, just be yourself. I mean, it's corny, but it's true.
See, I can learn so much from you.
In that process, you are giving students the power to save other people's lives. You're giving the ability to make places more safe, more affirming, so that their fellow classmates are less likely to end up in really bad situations. Not just during middle school, not just during high school, but for all of life.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Zach Walls. I'm a sixth-generation Iowan and an engineering student at the University of Iowa, and I was raised by two women. My biological mom, Terry, told her grandparents that she was pregnant, that the artificial insemination had worked, and they wouldn't even acknowledge it. It actually wasn't until I was born and they succumbed to my infantile cuteness that they broke down and told her that they were thrilled to have another grandson. Unfortunately, neither of them lived to see her marry her partner, Jackie, of 15 years when they wedded in 2009. My younger sister and only sibling was born in 1994. We actually have the same anonymous donor, so we're full siblings, which is really cool for me. And I guess the point is that our family really isn't so different from any other Iowa family. When I'm home, we go to church together, we eat dinner, we go on vacations. But we have our hard times too, we get in fights. Actually, my mom, Terry, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2000. It is a devastating disease that put her in a wheelchair, so we've had our struggles. But, we're Iowans. We don't expect anyone to solve our problems for us. We'll fight our own battles. We just hope for equal and fair treatment from our government. Being a student at the University of Iowa, the topic of same-sex marriage comes up quite frequently in classroom discussions. And the question always comes down to, well, can gays even raise kids? And the question, the conversation gets quiet for a moment, because most people don't really have an answer. And then I raise my hand and say, actually, I was raised by a gay couple, and I'm doing pretty well. I scored in the 99th percentile on the ACT. I'm actually an Eagle Scout. I own and operate my own small business. If I was your son, Mr. Chairman, I believe I'd make you very proud. I'm not really so different from any of your children. My family really isn't so different from yours. After all, your family doesn't derive its sense of worth from being told by the state, you're married, congratulations. No, the sense of family comes from the commitment we make to each other, to work through the hard times so we can enjoy the good ones. It comes from the love that binds us. That's what makes a family. But in my 19 years, not once have I ever been confronted by an individual who realized independently that I was raised by a gay couple. And you know why? Because the sexual orientation of my parents has had zero effect on the content of my character. Thank you very much. Not once have I ever been confronted by an individual who realized independently that I was raised by a gay couple. And you know why? Because the sexual orientation of my parents has had zero effect on the content of my character. Thank you very much.
The truth is that growing up with two mothers forced me to be confused about who I was and where I fit in the scheme of the world. And it became increasingly obvious as soon as I hit school. You would see every other child embracing who they are on Mother and Father's Day. They would be rejoicing and celebrating with their parents and their family members. And there I was sitting back wondering what is wrong with me and why don't I have that connection with my father? Was he such a bad person that that could not be facilitated for me? And that is damaging. And as time went on and the lies went on, you know, you don't have a father. Many different variations of just you don't have a father and you're not allowed to see your father. And you have another mother. As though that statement was enough to conceal the emotions inside me and offer me stability. And the reality is it just wasn't enough. And as a result of that in itself, I suffered guilt. Because who was I to reject this other parent? And oh my gosh, if she is really what is supposed to fulfill me, how horrible must I be to reject that notion? It is all really quite twisted and sad because even though my intention was never to hurt anybody coming forward about my experiences, it's had a ripple effect. And I feel guilty for that. Even though I stand here with full conviction in what I'm saying, guilt still hovers over me because I do not want to hurt the people that I love.